Welcome, everyone, to this month's weekly product webinar. So, my name is Daniel Tisdale. I'm a sales engineer here at Bigeye, and really looking forward to giving you all a quick rundown and kind of run through of who we are as Bigeye, what data observability is, and then we'll get into a short product demonstration as well. So, really our goal at Big Eye is to help any organization create trust in everything that you build with data. So that could be data products, could be the data that's feeding into AI models, could be dashboards, critical tables, views, anything of that nature. So really our goal as a data observability platform here at Big Eye is to enable many different personas, data engineers, analysts, data stewards, to be able to easily collaborate on keeping all of your data fresh, accurate, and trustworthy. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar, what is data observability? So, data observability is real time visibility into the behavior of your entire data estate from the origin of the data through your pipelines into destinations like business intelligence applications, machine learning models, and AI applications as well. Now, what are some of the benefits of a data observability solution such as BigEye? We help identify and detect the unknown unknowns. So, this is detecting errors even if they have never been seen before. We help with business impact. So, really increasing the visibility of any of these issues and data quality issues that come up. Uh, Really helps to speed up the incident resolution time and ultimately drive down that mean time to resolution metric and KPI that a lot of organizations look at and track. Efficiency. So much faster deployment, less maintenance than traditional data quality, solutions and offerings there. And then back to that word trust. So really helping to detect and resolve issues before any of the downstream business stakeholders notice anything that might be off on a dashboard, making it so that you're more proactive in understanding when there's issues in your pipelines. And there's really four main components of a data observability platform. Data lineage, and so that allows you to see what path the data takes through your various systems, starting with your source transactional systems, data warehouses, ETL tools, and then all the way downstream to business intelligence applications. Data pipeline monitoring. So that ensures that data is flowing on time. Those jobs are running as scheduled and the right amount. And what that means is making sure that the amount of new records that are being inserted or updated into a downstream table are within kind of the normal historical shape and pattern of what other runs of the data are showing. Data quality monitoring, and that encompasses making sure that the data is fit for purpose, completeness, uniqueness, validity, things of that nature, and then anomaly detection. So are alerts able to be automatically detected and determined based off of all of the historical shape and patterns of your data so that you can be more proactive whenever there's something that is outside of the normal bounds or range. So as far as where we can help across the entirety of your data ecosystem and pipeline is we're able to catch problems at the source system. So we have a number of different connectors into both cloud systems as well as some of the legacy on-prem systems. That's one of the big value propositions of Big Eye in general is our ability to connect to some of those older on-prem systems. We can also monitor various ETL tools. So Azure Data Factory, DBT are just two of the more popular ones that come to mind. So really helping you understand, is there some sort of data quality issue that a certain job or pipeline is causing there to be introduced. And then, of course, as I mentioned earlier, being able to easily monitor any of the uh, pipelines that are feeding into some of the more modern, cloud warehouse systems, such as a Snowflake or a Databricks or a Google BigQuery, Azure Synapse, uh, Redshift, things like that, and then all the way downstream to a um, business intelligence applications such as a Tableau or a Power BI or Looker. We've got a number of different integrations that allow you to really instill trust and confidence at each layer of the pipeline as data is getting transformed and manipulated, and ultimately, ending up in a downstream uh, dashboard, for example. So we continuously monitor the pipeline reliability and data quality. We're also able to proactively, detect those unknown unknowns with anomaly detection, and then ultimately that helps speed up the remediation with lineage-driven impact analysis and root cause analysis as well. And we'll see this in the demonstration, as far as how this workflow functions. But just definitely want to set the stage for everyone here to um, have an understanding of where we sit in the ecosystem. Now, from a ROI perspective, it's very easy to measure, the impact and the success of um, a solution such as Bigeye once you have implemented it within your organization. Uh, we see, these are some sample KPIs and metrics that our customers are able to see within the first 6 months or so. Really, working towards driving down that MTTR, which is mean time to resolution. So making it as fast as possible for any of those incidents or issues to be resolved so that the impact to the business and the downtime is as little as possible there. And we see that our customers are able to identify more issues, really reduce that mean time to resolution, and ultimately it leads into being able to earn increased trust from those business users really within the first 6 months of launching Big Eye. Now, just know that you're in very good company. So, Big Eye, specializes in working with the largest enterprise data teams around the world. That's one of our big value propositions is because we can connect to a very wide range of systems, both those more modern systems, but as well as the more legacy on-prem systems. It enables us to work with the largest companies in the world. So a few companies to call out here that we work very closely with: USA, Cisco, Canva, Zoom. So we're industry agnostic. We span all industries, and with that, kind of wanted to jump into a quick demonstration of the Big Eye platform, and then I'll leave a few minutes at the end for some questions and kind of how you can get in touch with Big Eye about getting a more customized product walkthrough and demonstration. All right, perfect. So where I wanted to start today was really on that downstream, business impact side of things. So what I've got pulled up here is I've got a sample Tableau dashboard, and this is all kind of transactional, sales related type of data. And by me just looking at this dashboard here, wanting to make decisions off of it and really wanting to understand, can I trust the data on the dashboard? I don't have an easy way to know that, right? There's not anything telling me, hey, this data is up to date, or maybe there's missing fields, or the number of records is off, kind of based on the historical trends or shape of the data. Now I can see that there's a steep drop off here in how many orders we have for September, which has subsequently dropped the average price per unit here. But maybe that's expected. That could be some seasonality. I don't have a good way to easily know, is that expected or not. So what I can do is I can pop open this browser extension here. And what this browser extension is going to do is really immediately give me a trust or kind of a health score on this dashboard itself. So starting at the top here under health, this is telling me two key KPIs related to the health of the data that's feeding this dashboard. So the top one here, monitoring deployed, 100%. So what that's telling me, that's a coverage ratio. So how many do we have at least some Bigeye metric that has been deployed on one of the columns that's feeding into this dashboard, or one of the columns upstream of the layer that's feeding into the dashboard, but is being ultimately fed in there. So we're doing great from that perspective. We have some level of monitoring and coverage on every single column there. And then out of the objects or columns that we're monitoring, we've deployed a total of 54 Bigeye metrics. Now only 39 of those are healthy. So we've got 15 data quality issues, somewhere along the pipeline here. So I would say, just right off the bat, without knowing, any details around what exactly those data quality issues are, I wouldn't feel super confident, in my ability to trust the data that's being displayed on the dashboard. But let's dive a little deeper into that. So as I drill down and kind of scroll down on this browser extension here, this section, the data driving this dashboard, this shows me some of the dimensionalities of how we think about data quality in the context of Bigeye. So it's telling me that the data is complete. That's great. We are seeing some unexpected duplicate values somewhere along the pipeline here. So that's a known issue that we've got going on. The data is valid. And then we are seeing unexpected value distributions. And there's also failing custom business logic rules as well. And then down here at the very bottom under issue details, this is where I can see the breakdown of those 15 issues that Bigeye has proactively detected. And those are broken down into pipeline and quality. And these are both clickable links that I could go into Bigeye to further investigate. Pipeline issues, those are going to be freshness and volume based issues. So did the data pipeline run? And if it did run, were the number of records that were loaded in during that run within kind of the expectations or the correct threshold based on what we have, leveraged some machine learning to help you understand what those thresholds should be. And then the bulk of our issues are under quality, and quality type of issues would be, things like duplicate checks, null checks, any sort of numeric distribution checks, custom business logic checks. That's where we've got, the overwhelming majority of those issues here. You can also see the status. So all of the issues except for one of the quality issues are still in a triage state. So this also tells me a little information to know that, hey, maybe the appropriate teams haven't been notified around these specific issues there. So again, just another indicator that if I'm wanting to make some critical business decisions based off of this dashboard, I don't feel super confident in being able to do that. So from here, let's kind of dive into the Bigeye platform and kind of walk through how do we go through that issue resolution process and really understanding what those issues are and where they're first occurring. So what I've got pulled up here is a lineage graph of that same flow of data into that Tableau dashboard we were just looking at, that critical dashboard. So what I can see on this lineage graph is that that dashboard's tagged as at risk, meaning that some of the columns feeding into it have some sort of data quality issue. Now, if I look one layer above this sales dashboard table, which feeds that Tableau dashboard, there's 4 columns feeding into that dashboard. Price per unit, that column has 3 data quality issues associated with it. Product type, that looks good. Quantity, it's got a few issues as well. And payment type, that column also has no data quality issues. So if I look at price per unit here and go a layer above, so in this case, this is our kind of replication layer of Snowflake, I'm also seeing that there's some data quality issues there, 6 issues that are occurring. Now, if I go all the way upstream to Oracle, that same column, price per unit, has 2 data quality issues with it. And you'll notice that this column in the Oracle database is highlighted in that light shade of red. And that signifies that that is the root cause of the issue. So in the issue resolution process and workflow, we would typically want to go and resolve the issue here first in Oracle. That way, that same issue is not going to propagate down the lineage graph and just continue to be an issue because we fixed it down here, but it was really first originating further upstream. So this helps you get great visibility into where those data quality issues are first occurring, as well as being able to easily see the column to column level lineage that shows the flow of data across each of your systems. From here, I would now that I've got context on, okay, this is where the specific data quality issues are occurring. Let me drill into this price per unit column here. And we can see that there are 3 open issues right now. So if I drill into just the first issue here, this is telling me that the average value is too low on price per unit. Now, what that means is that we've set up an average metric, and we are just looking at the average of the price per unit value or column day over day. And that's what this time series based chart is showing me here. So this is showing me the black lines signifying the actual value that is getting returned back to Bigeye. We don't store any record level data, just the aggregated metadata statistics, which this is exactly what that's showing here. The gray band that's shifting a little bit, that's the machine learning anomaly detection that we're leveraging to learn and train on your data. And everything was looking good as far as being within the acceptable bounds or range up until the last run of that metric. Now we can see that the observed value is lower than the lower bound, which has now generated this issue for us. Right up at the top here, this description, this is giving me a nice summarized kind of context on all of the information that we have around this specific issue. So this is telling me, the metric and the column that it's on, what specific data set. It's telling me that the value was, a 4% decrease from the expected range. I'm also able to see the potential root cause of that specific issue. As discussed earlier, this is actually occurring further upstream in the Oracle database, same column. And then we can see the downstream impact or the blast radius of this. So what's the potential business impact as a result of this data quality issue? There's 3 critical Tableau dashboards that are being impacted. And because we're also able to analyze and understand the ETL code that is responsible for any of the transformations across different systems, we also have a nice suggestion that's highlighting, that there's potentially an issue with the where clause logic. And this description, this is leveraging some generative AI, so it's going to take all of the context into consideration and make the description and what's presented, as easily digestible as possible. So now I've got understanding of, okay, this is the issue. These are some of the details around where that issue is occurring, when it first started occurring. Now, how do I go and resolve that issue? So I can click on the Resolve tab. And the Resolve tab here is going to first, at the top, present me with some suggested resolutions. So again, this is leveraging some generative AI. We call this functionality Big AI. And what Big AI is able to do is it's able to, given all the context that's fed into the model here, it's going to surface up some relevant and pertinent suggested resolutions that you can take or actions that you can take to actually resolve the specific data quality issue that is occurring. So this one's telling me to verify the SQL logic, make sure that the price per unit values with historical pricing records, see if there's any sort of unexpected pricing patterns. And I can mark whether any of these worked or they didn't work. That history would be saved in the future so that if there's another data quality issue related to this specific column or this table, you have context and understanding of, hey, these are the steps that we worked through to actually resolve this specific issue. Now, this data diagnosis section right here, this is how we're able to see where there's maybe a higher rate of anomalous records that are occurring in the um, table itself. So this debug query, which I can easily copy, I could take that into wherever that specific system is having an issue, is very, very helpful because it's just going to surface up any of the records where the price per unit column and the value is lower than our lower bound um, threshold for this metric. So we can see all of these records here. They've got price per unit values of 0. Looks like we're seeing a high concentration of data from New Mexico where that's having that specific issue. So maybe there's something going on with the data that's being fed in from New Mexico. We're also seeing, it looks like, some negative quantity values. So multiple types of data quality issues there. And then down at the bottom here, this is where we can see the analysis of the ETL job that is pushing data into the sales dashboard table. And it has identified a potential issue in the where clause that might be leading to some unexpected data filtering. Now, at the very bottom, the related issues summary, this is where, again, we can see, okay, there were some similar types of issues, and these are the steps that we took to ultimately fix and resolve that issue there. So this, again, kind of just gives you, a nice and easy way to speed up the time to resolve any of these data quality issues. Um, One thing I wanted to touch on real quick is how we go and create one of these metrics. So I'm on the catalog here. This is going to show me all of the sources that I have connected. So I'm just going to drill into a specific table inside of our Snowflake warehouse. And from this section, I'm going to click on Add Monitoring, and this will take me through the process of actually building those metrics. So I can go drill into all of our metrics here. This is going to pull up the 70 or so out of the box metrics that we have available for you to choose from, as well as custom metrics. Let's say we want to do a duplicate check on our order ID column. We want to make sure we have no duplicate order IDs. Select that column. And then this allows me to configure the threshold type. So most customers love the auto thresholds. That's leveraging the machine learning anomaly detection. And then I can, from here, add an owner or the person responsible for the metric, as well as a collection that allows you to kind of streamline the process of getting notified. From there, I click deploy, and that will actually deploy out the metric itself, and then we can see the the finalized results of all of the existing metrics. Which ones are alerting. Now, I know we just have 1 minute left, so wanted to quickly touch on and highlight Just a few common FAQs that we get from our customers. So one of those being, what systems can Bigeye, connect to? So we've got a very robust library of integrations and connectors. If I go to bigeye.com under product, I can click on integrations. This will show me all of the existing integrations that we have, as well as future ones that are coming down the pipe. Another big topic is all around security. So how do you know that your data is secure with Bigeye? So we're SOC 2 Type 2 compliant, ISO 27001. Like I said, there's no record level or individual record data that's stored in Bigeye. It's just aggregated metadata. Um, how long does Bigeye take to set up? So typically within a day or few days, assuming you have access to all of the credentials for the various systems. Bigeye is a very, very scalable and easy to deploy solution. It's a hybrid SaaS solution, so the actual Bigeye UI is hosted in our environment, and then there would be an agent that's deployed inside of your VPC. And then how do you talk to someone at Bigeye to get kind of a deeper demo? You can see there's a couple ways to do that here. You could click on Get a Demo, and that would actually allow you to fill out some information around your organization, and then someone will reach out to you and give you um, a custom demonstration to your specific use case there. So I know we're a minute over. Wanted to thank everyone for their time being here, and look forward to connecting with you all next month. Hope everyone has a great rest of their Tuesday.